What's up, YouTube? This is Brian from Bull Strength coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about why you're not old when you're in your 30s. To me, this is one of the most annoying things that comes up pretty consistently, especially with people in their later 20s, in their early 30s, all the way into their 40s. People complaining about how they're too old to do X, Y, and Z. You know, going to the gym hurts, waking up hurts. I mean, everyone's got a bad back, everyone's got a bad knee, everyone's like falling apart because of their age. It's not your age, okay? Human beings do not start falling apart biologically when you're in your 30s. The reason why you're feeling all of these aches and pains and, you have trouble getting out of bed and, your back hurts and all this stuff, this is rooted from not taking care of your body. This is rooted from not dieting right, from not exercising, from being too sedentary. You can't use age as an excuse, okay? Especially, just look at Mr. Olympia, right? The Mr. Olympia bodybuilding contest. The winners of Mr. Olympia that are in their 30s, like early 30s, are considered to be young, right? Most Olympia winners are deeper into their 30s, if not into their 40s. And the oldest winner of Mr. Olympia is 43 years old, okay? So if you are in your hormonal prime, your testosterone is at its highest and whatnot, your body should not be falling apart, as is evident with these different strength athletes that thrive in their 30s. Like, for example, I know this is anecdotal, but I'm 34 years old. I take care of myself. I exercise several times a week. I eat healthy. And I feel better. I actually feel younger than I did when I was 18, 19 years old. Back before I knew how to diet, back before I was actually taking care of my body. I actually was more depressed. Overall, I felt like an older man at 18 than I do right now at 34. So if we're going to get to the root of the problem and actually figure out what is going on with your body, why you're feeling so many aches and pains in your late 20s, your early 30s, why you feel like you're falling apart, why your back hurts, we have to understand what sedentary lifestyle actually does to your body. So first of all, aging occurs when your DNA breaks down, basically. Every time your cells go through mitosis, part of the DNA code that you were originally born with becomes shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And over time, the shortened telomeres on these DNA strands manifest itself in aging. Your body literally starts to fall apart because you don't have the same genetics that you did from when you were born. Now, sedentary life actually speeds up biological aging. According to this recent study from the National Institute of Health, it found that it sped up aging by 8 years. 8 years of biological aging due to sedentary lifestyle. So these people in their 30s that are complaining about all these aches and pains, maybe it's because you have the body of somebody in their 40s, and because you're so sedentary, you have all these adverse health effects on top of it, which we're gonna go down the list here. So now, first of all, this 8 extra years of telomere aging that sedentary lifestyle seems to promote. This can be negated by moderate exercise, daily moderate exercise, 30 minutes a day of it. Which, you can do the math. Basically, if you put in 3 hours a week of exercise, then this is going to stave off the DNA damage that you're going to experience from sitting around too much, okay? What else does sedentary lifestyle promote? So metabolic diseases, different cancers, different cardiovascular problems are all linked to sedentary lifestyle. Another effect is shortened hip flexors. So like if you were to say you're really sedentary and you try to get into a squat, what's going to end up happening is as you come down in your squat, your torso is going to fold down in on itself. That's a sign that your hip flexors, the anterior muscles on your hips, are actually shortened. And this happens from too much sitting. So basically, the muscles in the front get shortened, right? The muscles in the back, so your glutes get lengthened, since it's an antagonist muscle. And then the lengthening actually causes more stress on your lower back, which is why people that sit a whole lot have problems with their lower back, with their hips. Yeah, this is the actual reason why. So another result is that your anterior muscles shorten, right? Because your posterior muscles are they're more engaged, they're lengthened. These anterior muscles are shortened, right? So if you're sitting hunched over a keyboard all day, basically it's going to result in that. And what happens is over time, you're going to end up with muscle imbalances, and it's going to negatively affect your posture. But over time, your muscle fascia is actually going to adapt to these shortened muscles, which is bad. Basically, it's like your muscles are putting a glove over it and are kind of accepting that shortened length as the actual length of your muscle. And over time, not only will your fascia adapt, your bones will adapt to it too. So if you've ever seen an older person with hyperkyphotic posture, which looks like this, forward head posture, right? Their heads are forward and their shoulders are curled in. They've done so much damage to their bodies from too much sitting over the years that their bones have adapted fully to their bad posture. And at that point, once you get there, you can do some physical therapy type stuff to kind of alleviate it, but you're pretty much screwed once you get to that point. So the point is to not get to that point. You don't want to not address these postural issues when you're younger, because when you're older, you're just going to be in pain all the time. And you're going to look like a sideshow freak because, you're hyperkyphotic. Your body just looks completely unnatural. You look like a mangled up cartoon character or something. So also with too much sedentary, with too much sitting, comes increased depression and anxiety. You're not moving enough. And the reason why is the human body is meant to be stressed out. We're meant to be, running from predators, running in general, trying to find food. Stress is a normal part of being a human, right? And exercise, artificially kind of creating stress in a controlled environment is extremely healthy for you hormonally, which results in a state of better well-being. You're going to have less anxiety, less depression. You're going to be more confident. You're going to have your chest up high. Posture is going to look good. I mean, what more can you ask for? So we've talked about sedentary posture, how it affects your body negatively, and the health effects that come with it. But so on the flip side, so you should be exercising. So what are the actual benefits of exercise in terms of longevity? So for one, you're going to end up with improved brain function and improved memory. That's because exercise has actually been directly linked to an increased size of the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain responsible for retaining memories. And also you're going to get better sleep, right? So better sleep is directly correlated to staving off schizophrenia, Alzheimer's disease, different age-related brain degeneration disorders. So better sleep is actually going to stave these things off. Another huge benefit is increased bone density, right? So people always talk about when you work out, you're building muscle mass. That's not all you're building. You're building the connective tissues, so your tendons and your ligaments are getting stronger, but also the bones themselves are getting stronger, which is a huge benefit. If you have a much higher bone density, as you age, one of the most common things that happens is a decrease in bone density. So if you have a lot more to start with, you're going to end up with less age-related bone problems. So exercise is also going to lower your blood pressure. It's going to lower your triglycerides, which are things that are problematic for people as they age. You're going to have a stronger cardiovascular system. So you're going to be more resistant to heart attacks and different cardiovascular diseases. Another thing exercise does is it relieves chronic pain. And it increases your sex drive, which increased sex drive is going to translate into a better sense of well-being. So the pros and cons here are they're not up for debate. Like, if you want to age gracefully, if you want to be 30 and not feel pain, if you want to be in your late 20s and not be one of these people that's bitching about their lower back every day, if you want to get into your 40s and 50s and still feel young, right? If that's a goal of yours, you need to start exercising, and you need to start doing it now. So that's pretty much it. Like, get in shape. That's going to change everything. And if any of you are, you're following what I'm saying, and you need some help, you don't know where to start, feel free to message me. Feel free to get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to help you. So that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.